Hello everyone and welcome back to Southern Wealth. I hope you guys are doing very well. I am back to the castle. What a week. I mean, a lot of traveling, a lot of meetings. It's been quite a stressful week, but in any case, guys, this is going to be my last travel before for business before the end of June. So hopefully things will now stabilize a little bit more. It's been a very, very crazy year. We are almost, approaching June. You can believe that. So it's been quite difficult. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel. So thank you very much for your support. What we're seeing is bonds are selling off a little bit again, and crypto is having this unexpected sell-off, as it's been called, and it's close to 60k now. After approaching 65, around 65k, we are now back to 60k. Now, you guys know, the ones that follow this channel for quite a while, that for months I've been talking about a ramp up into the halving, which we had up to until new all-time high, 74,000, and then around the halving period, you're gonna have a sell-off, and I did predict a sell-off to around 47 to 52,000, with the possibility of a little wick, so a little peep into 45k. That would be in line with previous cycles, and that would catch most people off guard, because once again, everyone forgot how the cycles tend to repeat in certain things, and they tend to forget as well that when everybody's getting bullish on something, it's normal that the opposite happens. The same thing when they're getting bearish on something. It's the same principle. And I'm not saying that my prediction is already correct, because I did say, by the end of May, first half of June. So that's typically the time it takes for this correction to play out. I also said that, in my view, it's the last stop of the bull market, which means I am extremely bullish going forward. Now, if you follow me, you know that I'm looking at 2025. That has been my target. Of course, once we approach that time period, we need to start looking at certain details to make more accurate judgments on exactly which months and by when will we get there. But still, I do believe we're still going to see 47 to 52k one last time. So anything around 52k, in my view, is a potential bottom. Can we go below it? Sure, up to 47. Can we dip a little bit below 47 to like 45? Yes. But I believe if we go to 45, it's going to be extremely short-lived. And if you think about it, what do you need? You just need a hotter than expected number, significant hotter than expected number on inflation next week, and you can easily prepare the path to get there. And what we are now doing, in my view, is we got to a point where the number one most consensus prediction for this cycle was a left translated cycle. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically, instead of having the big hoorah in 2025, we would have the big hoorah in 2024, so pushed to this side. As soon as the majority of people starts to believe it, the less and less likely it is to happen. It's very simple. Why do the 4-year cycles tend to repeat themselves? Because when we are leaving the cycles, everyone starts creating the narratives of why this time it will be different, which means it's not different. If everybody was saying 4-year cycle, 4-year cycle, 4-year cycle, then the 4-year cycle does not happen. But because everyone is aware of the 4-year cycle, but one thing is to be aware, one thing is to study the charts, one thing is to study the history of the market, the other thing is living it. Because once you're living it, invariably there will come the stories of why this time it will be different. Oh, Donald Trump will get elected, and Donald Trump is pro-crypto, so there's not going to be a bear market in crypto. This kind of stuff, it will start pop up. Now, does that mean that over the long term, Trump is good for crypto, much better than Biden? Sure, but the point is not that. The point is, as soon as people start to, you see, every cycle is followed by, oh, last time we did not have this, so this time the cycle will not repeat, and it will last longer, and it will go until 2027, and it will do. this is nothing new. It already happened before. As soon as the majority of people start pricing in the left translated cycle, the less likely it is to happen. What if we actually have a kind of a poopy year in 2024 from now on, and we have the real bull again in 2025? That means you have your classic 4-year cycle, which at the moment seems that nobody wants to believe in it. It's either left translated cycle, or this cycle will peak in late 2026. I've already started to hear that as well. Anything except the 4-year cycle. So the least the people talk about it, the less likely it is to happen. I'll give you this perfect example you'll all understand. Elon Musk goes to Saturday Night Live. Dogecoin hits the peak. Same day. Why? You have one of the two world's most famous billionaires, Elon Musk. The other one, I think, is probably Donald Trump. But you have the world's richest man shilling your coin, the most well-known or the second most well-known billionaire in the world, shilling your coin in the middle of a famous US TV show. That's as good as it gets, which means that's the top. Why? Because nobody can conceptualize that is the top, which means it is. Same thing. Oh, Coinbase IPO is going to be so wonderful. It's going to be great. Blah, blah, blah. Coinbase IPO, Bitcoin 65,000, boom, straight to 29,000. Oh, but it won't top because with the Coinbase, this will happen, and the listing of Coinbase, it will. Then the SEC likes crypto now, and all the stories. Reality proves you otherwise. It's a very difficult game. It plays with everybody's emotions. Now everybody is losing hope for Ethereum because the SEC is talking against Ethereum, which tells me that more likely than not it will be approved in August. That's it. That's my view. And the majority of influencers are still talking about when the real bull market starts. At least they have the vision to think a real bull market is coming, that Solana will destroy everybody else, which tells me that probably Solana already had its outperformance period. Because every influencer that I see is talking about Solana, meme coins on Solana, this on Solana, Solana will overtake this and that and the other, which tells me, more likely than not, Solana will. That doesn't mean that Solana will go down. That means it will just go less up than the others. See, I think we're going to see Bitcoin 47.52K before middle of June. I think that's going to be the last stop of the bull market. I think whatever scenario people think is the more likely is the one that it won't happen. I think cycles exist for a reason. Why do I talk about a super cycle? Does that mean that the cycle is no longer 4 years? No. It means that the price pumps so much that the next cycle, the returns will be very diminished. That's all it means. That doesn't mean that we're going to have a 10-year cycle or a 6-year bull cycle. No. You see, I'm now seeing things that I like, which is Peter Schiff is already telling people to sell their Bitcoin, to buy gold stocks. But that's not enough. It's a good first sign. What we need to see is Peter Schiff actively predicting that Bitcoin will crash and crash and crash from here, and to sell everything and go for gold because that's your salvation. When he's very aggressive with that message, when he's making videos purely dedicated to that, he's not even talking about macro, just talking about convincing people to drop their crypto to buy gold, that's when you're very close to the bottom. Now you're feeling the little pixie dust of the bottom, which is Peter Schiff already starts to advise people to sell their crypto and buy gold stocks. Of course, he's been doing this since 2012. So I advise you to go check the chart and see what that would have meant for you if you had followed his advice, because he'll never tell you. He will hide that for you. But here is the principle. Very simple. When everybody thinks something is likely to happen, they position themselves for it, which means it doesn't happen because the people who are going to buy on this period or on that period, on the other period, right? They're already positioned for it. What happened in the big crashes? Tech stocks changed the world. That's it. We've reached the permanent plateau of wealth. Real estate, then what you have? Tech bubble, 80% down. When you have, I don't know, 2006, buy real estate, you can never go wrong buying real estate, it will never stop. 2007, same story. What happens? 2008, big crash. Nobody's expecting it. 2021, everything was euphoric. Everything was great. Everything was perfect. There's no issues with the world. Everything is great. That's the top. You need big euphoria. So, for example, why am I not concerned for crypto? Because the Coinbase app is not even number 200 in the Google Play and the Apple Play. So we have a long way to go. When Coinbase app is the number one downloaded app, we are at the top. We are very close to it, a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks in between. Why? Because everyone will be coming into crypto, everybody's in. As soon as everybody's in, what can they do? Sell. Once you get the richest billionaire in the world in, what can they do? Sell. Do you have another line of world richest people? No. So that's time to sell. And it doesn't matter. Look, there are very wealthy people that make these foolish decisions. They got lucky in a couple of coins, and they've done very well. So don't feel bad if you have lower holdings, but understand why these things happen over and over and over again. And every single time they'll tell you, but this time is different because of A, B, C, D, and E, and F, and these have done. Okay, fine. Let's say we don't go to 52K. Let's say we stop at 55. I said 52K when Bitcoin was 74K. People told you when it was 74K that it was going to go to 100K. So even if even if it doesn't touch 52 and it stops at 55, who was more right? Me or the guy telling you Bitcoin 100K before the summer? That's it. And is that person charging you money for a mastermind course to copy his trades? Am I charging you any money? No. So that's the difference. With that, guys, I'll leave you be. I hope you guys have some good plans for the weekend. Enjoy your time, relax. If you don't know what to do, what works for me is sit on my hands. And with that, guys, thank you very much for your support. I'll catch you in the next one.